Hi, Kevin Coupe here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy. I was fascinated the other day to read a story on MainStreet.com, which concerned a comedian named Mark Malkoff. And Mark Malkoff apparently was fascinated with the idea that the Apple Store has a reputation for being an entirely customer-centric experience. And they give you a lot of freedom when you go in the Apple Store. As long as you don't steal or hurt the equipment, you don't harass the customers and their employees, and you don't create a safety hazard, they'll pretty much let you do anything you want when you walk in the store. At least that was their reputation. So he thought he would challenge their reputation. So what he decided to do is he surreptitiously filmed himself as he went into 3 different Apple stores. And one time, while he was looking for a computer, he had pizza delivered. Another time, he brought his wife on a date, and he brought along a personal chef and a musician. And another time, he walked into an Apple store with a goat on a leash. Well, he was a little disappointed because apparently the Apple Store employees, they took it all in stride. Didn't matter to them. I mean, their feeling was, okay, so he brings a goat. But, he might buy a computer. So, it was a pretty interesting experience, and he found that the Apple stores are, very customer-centric, and they very much lived up to their reputation. But the interesting part isn't that, as far as I'm concerned. It's the notion that he surreptitiously filmed them and put that video, if you will, on the internet. Which means when he walked into those stores and the folks from the Apple Store were dealing with him, they weren't talking just to him. They were talking to hundreds, thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people. They were smart enough to realize, and maybe it wasn't even conscious, that in today's environment, viral communications means that you're not just dealing with the situation as it is. You're potentially dealing with a much larger audience, and you have to keep that in mind. I got to imagine that most retailers, if a guy walked in with a goat, probably wouldn't have a positive response. In some cases, just because the idea of a goat would just be completely offensive. In food stores, it might be a little bit different. There are some, food safety issues involved. But think about it. When that person walks in with a goat, and it could happen to you, you have to think about the fact is, you're talking to a much broader audience than just the guy and his goat. That's the nature of our environment today. That's the nature of our culture. That is the nature of viral communications. And it's incredibly important that you keep that in mind. That's what's on my mind this Thursday morning. As always, I want to hear what's on your mind.